Hello and welcome back to Building the Bible. My name is Liam, and today we are going to continue our exploration of the story of Joseph, whose story we started last week after learning he had been betrayed by his brothers and thrown into the bottom of a pit before being sold off to traders who were on their way to Egypt. Before we jump into that story, though, I will mention that if you are already familiar with what happens next, you can jump ahead to where I give some tips and tricks about this build by going to this time, and you can skip right ahead to the time lapse by going to this time. So with that out of the way, let us get on with today's video, and let us start with the story in the Spark Bible. Joseph had many hard times. His brothers sold him to a group of traders. He was taken to Egypt, far away from his family, and was put into jail, even though he hadn't done anything wrong. Joseph thought, "How long will I be here? I didn't break any laws, but I'm in jail," he sighed. "At least I know God will help me." Many months later, two men who had worked for the Pharaoh were put into jail. One morning, Joseph overheard them talking. One man said, "What does it mean? I have no idea, but I hope I never have a dream like that again." "It was terrible," the other man said. "Mine was, too," the first man replied. Joseph asked, "What's wrong?" They answered, "We had weird dreams last night. We wonder what they mean." Joseph said, "Tell me your dreams. I can explain them." The men described them to Joseph. God helped Joseph explain the dreams to them. 2 years later, Joseph was still in jail. One of the men Joseph had helped was with the Pharaoh. Pharaoh told him, "I had a very scary dream last night. I wonder what it means." The man remembered Joseph and told the Pharaoh about Joseph's way of explaining dreams. Pharaoh asked for Joseph to be brought to him. He told Joseph, "First, I dreamed I was standing by the Nile River, and out came 7 healthy, fat cows. They were eating grass, and then 7 ugly, sick, skinny cows came and ate the fat cows." The Pharaoh then continued. "Then, in another dream, 7 plump, healthy ears of corn grew on a cornstalk. Then 7 thin, rotten, unhealthy ears grew and ate the healthy ones." God helped Joseph, and Joseph could tell the Pharaoh what his dreams meant. They mean that for 7 years, Egypt will have plenty of food. Then there will be 7 years when there's not enough and people will go hungry. The Pharaoh knew something had to be done. He put Joseph in charge of the whole country. Joseph saved food for 7 years, getting ready for the years when there would be a shortage of food. When there wasn't enough food in many countries, the people of Egypt had plenty. God had helped Joseph know what needed to be done. With God's help and love, Joseph did well, even through the worst of times. So now that we've heard today's story, I think what I'm going to build is a scene of Joseph still stuck in jail while the Pharaoh visits with the man behind who remembered Joseph in the background. To get started, I think I'm probably going to just get a simple base plate and build some walls of a jail, get some bars and build up the side walls of the jail. And then I'm going to just kind of build an area where Joseph and the Pharaoh can talk on the outside. Of course, later on after this scene, Joseph becomes in charge of Egypt and is responsible for helping to put food away. So there are a number of different things you can build, such as the storage facilities, collecting all the food, and a number of other things, including Joseph originally being stuck in jail with the 2 men who were confused by their very odd dreams. But I'm going to get started building my little jail cell, and with that, let us get on with the time lapse. right, I've finished my build. As you can see, we have Joseph stuck in his cell in the back here, while the Pharaoh is approaching the cell with the man that knew about Joseph, about to ask Joseph just what his crazy dreams mean. So a pretty simple build this week, but one that tells an important part of this story. And as I mentioned earlier, there are a number of different things you can build to help tell this story, including later when Joseph is in charge of Egypt, helping to collect all of the different grain and food supplies that will be needed for the 7 years of short supply. If you'd like to share your creation with us, you can do so by sending an email to lego@stmark.ca. Until next time, I hope you have a good rest of your day, a good rest of your week, and we will see you soon.